Alright, yeah. It is working. It is working. It is working. Right. Alright, I believe I am live. It should be 10 times better than what it usually is. So, give me a like if you can hear me correctly. Give me a like if you can hear me correctly. Welcome to the live stream, guys. If you can hear me correctly, leave a like and we can get started. Hopefully the live stream should sound 10 times better now and the image quality should be 10 times better as well. So yeah, just give me a like, give me a little comment saying the sound is good, because I've done this twice before and it totally screwed up, and I really apologize for that in advance. So yeah. Hello, Chopstick 1126. How you doing? You right, mate? Come on, guys. Give me some feedback. Hopefully this is looking tight, and we can get started. Hopefully. Hello. Come on, guys. Alright, so how is everyone doing today? Are you all alright? How's the quarantine going for everyone? How's everyone doing? Let me know in the comments down below. Let's get a conversation going. How's everyone doing? I'm going to be talking about Fujifilm gear. I've got my X-T30, I've got the X-T3, and I've got the Trusteel X70. So let me know how everything's going, guys. We can go into a deep discussion on any of these cameras or any kind of like topic. Any films that anyone's watching at the moment? Let's delve deep. Your voice is monotone. Oh no. How about now? Is it better? Is it better now? Let me know. I don't want to have a monotone voice. So please let me know if it is okay. It is okay? Is it okay?
Yeah, it's okay.
Is it still giving that weird kind of feedback like before, or
No, you're good.
is it good? Joke quality is good. Lol.
Hi, friends.
How you doing, John Smith?
I recognized them from last night.
Yeah. How are you all doing
Hi.
today? Are you all good? You wanna join, Chloe?
I got work to do, man.
Oh no, Chloe's got work to do.
I just work right here next to you.
Yeah, we could like have a chat and talk about things.
Fujifilm and Chill.
Fujifilm Chill, yeah.
In the meantime. So satisfying.
Oh my god.
You reckon it's too early for some of our friends out west?
It might be a bit too early. I think some of you are still waking up, but for us it's quite late at night, so we ain't really got much.
Wait, what time is it?
Well, right now it's 8 p.m.
Where'd the day go?
Right, and then for these guys
my
it's like
God.
early afternoon. So
Oh shit. Feels like the days are getting shorter.
yeah, I
even though
know.
The sun is out longer.
Exactly. How's the video quality though? Like, is it better than before?
Yeah, looking better.
I'm just gonna put the headphones in just to see how I sound, cause it's kind of weird. Oh my god, 23 of quarantine. Where are you from, Chopstick man? What's happening? Where do you live right now? Tell us where you're from. How is it, Chloe? How is the quality?
It's fine.
It's fine, yeah? Cool. Looks like I've nailed it. I've nailed live stream and completed it. Texas, my restaurant shut down early. Oh man. Yeah, that sucks for restaurants, man. Especially like anyone in the service industry. My family is from obviously the hospitality industry, so for us it's sucks pretty bad. Just having a good old glug of water. So I've tried this new audio interface, so hopefully right now it should sound 10 times better. But I'm trying to listen to myself on headphones, and it seems to be working a lot better. So I think from the last live stream, um, the thing to do is definitely audio interface and just playing around with OBS a bit more and doing a few more tutorials. How old am I and when did I get into photography? And what was your first camera? Ooh, very good question. So I finished uni at 21, and then I got into photography about a year or two later. So I was about 22, 23. And what happened was I was doing marketing. So I did a degree in digital media, which did graphic design, animation, marketing, all the media kind of disciplinaries. And did that for 3 years of the degree. I thought I was going to be a graphic designer. Lo and behold, I was terrible at it. I only thought it was a natural transition because of me doing fine arts. I was really good at painting. I really enjoyed drawing. But obviously, as a career, it wasn't the smartest choice going forward. And then my dad had a property business, so we needed to take pictures of the properties to put online to sell. And then we started to see it was quite expensive having to bring a photographer around for every single property that we're trying to rent and put on the market. So he said, okay, you've done Photoshop, you know how to use this stuff fairly well. Why don't you go and take these photos? And I didn't have a clue. All he had was a Canon 100D and a few Tamron lenses, so not the best gear of the bunch. And then he said to, hey, go figure it out. Hopefully, you'll do all right. And yeah, I started playing around, and it just became a snowball effect. The thing with like interior photography, it's very similar to landscape photography. Just shoot at f9, f8, make sure everything's tack sharp, and you just press the button and boom, just edit after. So yeah, I was about 22, 23. I'm 27 now, so that's a good 5 years. And yeah, and then yeah, 100D, and I've been doing this since I was 23, 22. How about you, Chopstick? What was your first camera, and what got you into photography? My mum handed me down her old Rebel G when I was in high school. Played with it for a little bit. Film wasn't for me. Bought a 60D. Shot with it for a while. Then upgraded to an X100F. See, I'd love to get an X100F. So they're quite expensive. They're almost the same price as like a XT3, especially with the new one, the number 5. So I kind of went for a second-hand X70, and for me that's like a proper pocket camera. And that's kind of why I'm going for this right now. So if you're joining for the first time, we're just doing a little chill out session, calling it Fujifilm Chill, just talking about cameras, current stuff, any questions about cameras. Hopefully we'll answer your questions. Oh man, I just got logged out of Facebook. This is creepy. Someone's trying to hack me. You find the X100F around. They're not too bad anymore, but the X70 is a beautiful camera still. Yeah, no, I agree. I love this thing, man. It's just really convenient. I think the thing what I like about it the most is the fact that the screen can flip up. So me and Chloe can obviously take some nice candid photos together. And when we're on a holiday, this thing was a champion. This obviously gives a bit more quality than using a mobile phone. So I really appreciate that. But obviously, compared to the XT30, it's not the same at all. Did the X70 come with a adapter lenses? Not really. It's fixed focal length, and I don't think you can adapt the lens in any way, shape, or form. So it's an 18mm or 18.5, some say, which is absolutely fine for like generic kind of just like run and gunning and going around and stuff. I got locked out of Facebook.
You got locked out.
I don't know why. I just tried to log back in and it said, oh, please put your number in. We're going to text you to confirm it's you. And then, boom. They'll like upload a photo of you. So I uploaded the photo and they were like, we're going to review your submission. I don't know what I've done. I don't even like use it that much.
I don't know. They think you're a Russian spy or something.
Must be. Don't even look that Russian.
You never know.
Ruski.
You never know.
Oh well, at least I still got... Wait, does my Instagram still work? What has happened here? No, Instagram is still okay. So everything seems to be fine. Well, with the X100 series, they offer TCL. Ooh, it's quite interesting. I'll have to see, man. Don't tempt me, otherwise I might have to buy another camera. But I've heard the new one is pretty sexy and it's better. Apparently, that fixed focal length, the 23mm f2, is actually better than the prime version, which is this one, this prime 23mm f2, which is quite shocking. But we'll have to see. I want to see a few more tests before I believe that. What's up? Bad habit. What you saying, man?
Hi, baddie.
Baddie. You got baddie in the house. How you doing, baddie? How's your day been? What's happening? Can you hear me all loud and clear? Give me a like if you can hear me all loud and clear. I'm quite paranoid now. I've messed up like so many live streams. I think today is the first time it's actually quite smooth.
And everyone's giving up on you.
I know.
Except these guys. These guys are
These
cool.
guys are loyal. They have faith in me. It's just one of those things, I suppose.
Yeah.
Aren't you meant to be working?
Your brother's asking if we want to go over for dinner later.
Oh, what time?
Whenever the stream's done.
Oh, can you tell him to live stream?
Are you watching Harris's stream?
You didn't say hi to
Mate.
Chopstick, man.
I did say hi to Chopstick. Did I? Did I not?
Oh my god, you bloody disgrace. How dare you?
Hi, Chopstick. I'm sorry. I didn't say hi earlier. How y'all doing down in Texas?
Down in Texas.
He used to go to Texas quite a lot for work. Went to, I forgot what little village it was called, but there's like a monument for like the world's biggest pecan.
Mm-hmm.
Pecan.
Pecan.
I think it's Seguin. I don't know.
Right.
Anywho.
I can hear you, but I have to put my volume up though. Oh shit. Do I need to put it up again? How about now?
I think you just need to project.
I just need to project. How about if I get close to the mic? The mic's right here. So how about now? Is it better? Street photography, 23 or 35? Oh, that's a hard one. I'll let you go first. What?
Why? I don't know. They both good. 20.
Gonna get a chair.
No, I gotta work.
Oh my god.
But the 35 is my personal go-to. But that's because I like the further depth of field and separation you get between subject and backdrop. Yeah.
I'm gonna have to say the 23 is like a great all-rounder. If I wanted to shoot if I need to have one prime lens to do everything, then I would go for the 23. I mean, for street photography, it's fine too. But I think the 35 would just give me that separation, which I really, really like. But it's tough. It's really tough. I kind of like both of them. It depends what mood I'm in. Probably why I have so many different lenses, so I don't get bored of photography. If I feel like everything's getting mundane and kind of like stale, I'll just try different focal lengths, and then it kind of kicks me back into gear, and I have to get thinking again. But obviously, it's easy for me to say that because I've got different lenses to choose from. Not everyone has the luxury of having loads of lenses to choose from, which I understand. World's largest pecan is in Seguin? Seguin! Sorry, boss. I pronounced it wrong. I did not mean to offend you, my friend. Seguin.
Seguin, Texas.
Seguin.
Seguin. Fine, I'll sit. I still need to work, but I'll sit here. I'll join the party.
You can grab a chair.
I know, I'm just gonna move this shit because I need room for my laptop. Does everybody like my alpaca?
Huh?
No, my laptop's in the stream.
It's okay.
Hi.
No, it's not in the scene. You're fine.
No, while I was holding it.
Non-photography question. How did you two meet? How did we meet, Chloe?
Bumble.
Bumble, fumble.
Got super lucky though.
So she's the one that,
Swiped on you.
yeah, by accident, apparently. So this whole situation you're seeing right now is an accident. Just so y'all are aware.
Yeah, it was 2 or 3 a.m. at night, and I was feeling rather lonely, and I'm like, let's see what my options are. And then I see this guy, and I really liked his photos. No lie, out of everyone that I saw, he had the best image quality on all of his photos. So I was like, okay, I'll consider it. But this bad boy, his face is very naughty. Very naughty. I'm like, do I want to risk it? Do I want to risk breaking my heart or getting fucked over by him?
Excuse me?
That was my thinking.
I was just
So that's why I was hesitating on swiping on you. But then I'm like, you know what, fuck it, take chances, right?
And then here we are.
And here we are.
I was just like, oh, she has a really pretty smile. It'd be nice to meet her. And then I think what got me was your first question to me was, Nikon or Canon or Nikon, whatever way around it
There's
was.
Canon, Nikon, or a camera Maverick. So see, I was still leaving room for the other brands as well.
Right.
I was
Yeah.
trying to see you mainstream or are you open to exploring other brands? Funny enough, here we are.
Yeah, so we kind of got together because of Canon, and now we're shooting on Fuji exclusively.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we pick what fits our needs and what we want to shoot, right?
Yeah. What's the idea behind the accent? Very funny every time you do it. Well, you see, so we're a multicultural parrot. So whatever I listen to, I try to replicate it. But no, in all honesty, my mum's Italian and my dad's from Pakistan. So growing up, I've listened to countless of accents from both sides of my family heritage.
Well, and also being in London, you've got
Yeah.
so many different styles of British accents and so many international people.
Yeah, so London is a melting pot of cultures, and this is why I'm probably able to put on these funny accents. I think one of my favourites is probably the Scottish accent.
Hmm.
Aye, a wee bit of Scot. That one's quite. And you need to
It's
put
like-
me in the mood. I need to like. I need to.
Like too much iron brew.
Iron brew. A wee bit of iron brew. We'll get
Yeah.
it done.
I think it definitely depends who you're with. 'Cause
Yeah.
you put me with my parents, then my Malaysian accent comes on.
Yeah,
You
right.
put me with Filipinos. I spent a lot of my childhood in the Philippines, so you have me next to like a Pinoy auntie, and then the Tagalog comes out. Ano, Ma'am Sir po.
Manthorpo.
Ma'am Sir po. So you
Ma'am,
don't
sir.
offend anyone. You just do like one round of Ma'am, Sir, and
Ah.
po is like the term of endearment for
Elderly.
someone who's elder or more senior or more important
Right.
than you. So instead of picking one or the other, you just say Ma'am Sir po. Ma'am Sir po. Hello, Ma'am Sir po.
Right.
Gender neutral.
Gender neutral. So that's kind of why we have these accents. So it's not to offend anyone or anything. It's just part of who we are and our DNA because we're both quite international in that respect. And it comes out of us whenever we're with people who are from different parts of the world, which
Yalo.
I quite like. I find it quite interesting. It keeps life fresh and fun and, yeah, colourful.
We definitely eat well in this household.
Right. We eat well. We learn different recipes. Sometimes,
Yeah.
we watch a movie and we're like, okay, I want to make Brazilian food tonight. You know what I mean? Whatever it could be. Do people in the UK really take the royal family serious? Or they're just celebrities that... Ooh, good question. So, I think if you ask Londoners, so just a bit of context, Londoners and the rest of the UK are quite different. Or not even Londoners, I'd say even like major cities can be quite different. They just see them as celebrities. They just see them as, oh, they've always been there, so they just keep sitting there, I guess, and we'll use them as a...
They generate tourism
Right.
revenue.
They generate
not?
revenue. They're little... what's the word I'm looking for?
They're a national treasure and asset.
There we go. That's what I'm looking for. And some people genuinely take it seriously. They're like, oh my god, the Queen, our Queen, God save our Queen. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I'm pretty neutral about it. I'm like, all right, it is what it is, but I don't have any emotions or, anything attached to the royal family. And I think in my circle of friends, no one really cares too much. So yeah. But yeah, there is a lot of people who do care a lot. So like the
Bit
whole
too
Meghan Markle
much.
thing, like I was shocked to see that people cared so much about Prince Harry marrying an American or
Marrying a mixed race woman. No, they'll deny that that's what it's about, but honestly, like
It's just undercover racism.
your
Really.
racism's showing.
Yeah.
Might wanna put it away or just wash it off.
Like the virus.
Yeah, just wash it off like the virus. Come on.
Where is one place you haven't been yet and that you wanted to visit? Ooh, I'll let you go.
Sri Lanka.
Mm.
They've got good fish there.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, I want to go to Malaysia.
Of course you do.
I need to make sure I see La Familia.
La familia.
So yeah, Malaysia is definitely on my list. I haven't been to Pakistan, believe it or not. So my dad's side is from Pakistan. I've met majority of my family. The majority of them live here now, but I've never actually been to that side of the world. So it's kind of it needs to be done. It's kind of silly that I haven't done it yet.
Still want to do Berlin. I still haven't been,
What?
which is sad.
Right.
I also really want to visit Peru.
Peru. Peru. What about you guys? Anywhere that you? I mean, I'm guessing a lot of us are either UK or USA. So, any places or
We had someone from Croatia the other night.
is anyone from Croatia in the house? Leave a comment down below.
Was it Batty who was Croatian?
Can't remember exactly.
The names are getting blur.
Yeah.
Maybe that was someone else. Or was it John Smith?
John Smith. Wait, is it John Smith? Is John Smith from Croatia? I can't remember. I'm sorry, guys. My memory is like a fish. I don't have the best memory, to be fair.
Yeah, clearly your test stream was much better than your actual stream.
I know.
The very first one.
My very first stream as
You
well.
accidentally went live.
Please forgive what I have sinned. I want to go to Japan so bad. That's one that we need to do. You haven't been, right?
No, I have been, but I was very young at the time.
Ah.
And it was just a very quick layover. Whoa, more people.
Oh, hello. Halal Mia. Hello, what laptop do you use to edit videos? I'm Fuji version, converted. I'm struggling with rendering general speed. Any tips? Alright. I might have some bloody tips for you. I would say, obviously, Windows and Mac. If you go with Mac, it's really easy. Just go for the 16-inch. With Windows, you're going to have to do a lot of research, but I think if you go for one of those NVIDIA kind of Razer core models, those are going to render beautiful results if you go with Premiere. So, sorry, I'm kind of like reverse engineering this answer as I'm going along, but number one, what editing software are you using? Are you using Premiere Pro? Are you using DaVinci? Or are you using Final Cut? If you're using Final Cut, get a Mac. If you're using Premiere Pro, well, you can even get like a Razer Core NVIDIA kind of Windows side, or you can go for a MacBook with what's the other one that I just mentioned? DaVinci. If you go for bloody DaVinci, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which kind of Mac or Windows that you go for. Having said that, I would personally prefer Mac. Kind of biased because I used to work at Apple, so I know that computers really well. I have a whole network of people that work there, so if there's anything wrong, but I will admit it is a pain sometimes with Premiere. It does kind of, you want to scream at the computer and smash it, but eventually, in the long run, it's okay. I mean, AirDrop and all these features, getting the photos to your phone, especially if you're in the Apple ecosystem, for me, it's just worth it. We've invested in an eGPU to kind of boost the graphic performance. So behind me, you can see the laptop is on a laptop cooler.
Whoa.
It's on a autofocus on the fifth. Anyway, behind us is a laptop. It's on a laptop cooler. I'd highly recommend getting a laptop cooler because it stops any thermal throttling, and that's the only downside to MacBooks. They don't have any good internal fans, so you want to make sure that you cool that thing. Otherwise, with most Windows type laptops, they're quite beefy, quite chunky. They will have the fans which are able to keep the thermal and throttling to a minimum.
Oh yeah, Batty's got it on. He's got the monster gaming PC.
There you go.
Yeah, honestly, like any gaming PC definitely has the power and
Powerhouse,
hardware
yeah.
to deal with editing as well. I mean, if it can handle like real-time reactions, feedback, and all of that processing, surely it can render a video.
Yeah,
It's
so
a video.
NVIDIA is the one which I think looks pretty promising. I'm sure if you watch my channel, you must watch Potato Jet. He's done a few reviews, I think, on the Razer Core, or Matt Hipoya's done, and those things look beastly. But Apple's catching up, man. The new 16-inch can render stuff pretty good. MacBook Air, yeah. Okay, there you go. I think that's the issue. MacBook Air, I wouldn't recommend. It's just so thin that you're not gonna get a lot done, especially with the thermal throttling and the CPU. And you'll have to be a MacBook Pro. I feel like I'm back at work, advising people.
No, it's a good thing.
But yeah, gaming laptop. Yeah, I know that is an issue. So if you're someone that likes to sit in a coffee shop and travel around and use a laptop, not that you can probably do it right now, but I think Mac's probably the most all-in-one solution.
That's it. I remember back in my PC days, I was looking at like, what's a beautiful gaming laptop? Someone, what was it? There was that Razer laptop that looked really like super sleek. Or you might have been, I wasn't listening. You were probably just talking about it.
Yeah,
the
Razer
Blade,
Pro.
The Blade Pro. Or the Blade Studio.
I think, what's her name? Sarah Dici. She's done loads of reviews on Premiere Pro for Windows because she got fed up of Mac ecosystem for a while. So she will have a nice catalog and library of videos going over like the best Windows laptop for Premiere Pro.
Oof. If I had money to blow and I had to move away from Mac, I'd probably go for this Razer Blade.
Yeah, I'd probably go for Razer Blade. If it wasn't for the Mac ecosystem, I'd probably go for like a Razer Blade, something that would really, really work well
but
for.
The price is gonna make you cry.
To be fair, the price for Macs make you cry as well. It's only because I had a discount.
Much?
That's how much. If I was to spec up a MacBook Pro, that's how much it would cost.
£4,000.
I got this half price because I worked there, and I saved up all the discounts and used it all in one go.
Yeah, but how are you gonna get a discount on a Razer?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm biased because I worked there. That's why I got the laptop I did.
Oh, careful, guys. The feedback you're getting, these answers you're getting, is biased.
It is biased. At least I'm telling you up front.
Yeah, Batty's right. You can build good PCs at half the price of an Apple computer. I heard that non-stop from my ex, who's very much a Windows fan. I mean, not that I've stopped using one or the other. I definitely have like dedicated PC for the more intense like graphics, gaming and stuff. But then, I don't know, for my day job as a designer and consultant, like the Mac is just so much more intuitive. So, I mean, it's based on like your purpose and your budget and whatnot.
Right.
I think it's a preference. I mean,
Google's
it's like
selling a kidney.
Google's selling. Why are they selling a kidney?
And don't do it. Do not cut your bloody organ or you will die.
Yo,
It's not very good.
We got a brother from Hong Kong. Hey, Ahmed. Ahmed. Yo, small
Isaac. Hey, Ahmed.
Small
My name is
rig.
Hvris, not Ahmed. You can call me Ahmed, I don't mind. Not
It's
sure
Ahmed.
if I missed it, talk about small rig. Let me just answer Felix. You could use either, so Windows or Mac. DaVinci Resolve is one of those. It doesn't really matter what you use, and I think DaVinci. If you're starting out with video editing, start with DaVinci because that thing is a beast, and I'm kind of too invested in Premiere Pro to start switching around. I've tried to switch, and it's too late for me because my income revolves on me being super fast and churning out videos really quickly. But if you're gonna start learning from something from scratch, I would say start with DaVinci. It's very promising right now. Isaac, you asked about the small rig setup, shooting versus with the camera strap. So, Isaac, I'm glad you asked because I know a lot of people were probably wondering about this stuff. I usually like to use a camera strap to kind of put around my neck, and I've made various videos about that and kind of lock it in. But when I did the documentary with Kay Kurd, who's a comedian in London, I'll put a link for that video just so if anyone wants to watch it later, please do. I already liked that video. I'm very proud of it. It's like really good. Just give me
you
one.
and your Essex accents.
You don't like my Essex accents?
No,
But why?
because it sounds ugly.
I know. To be fair, Essex accents are not the. It's not something you'd use to get to pull.
No.
So yeah,
No,
that
in fact,
video.
a push. It's a push.
This video was it was with the hat with the strap, but the issue with that was I kind of needed a bit more weight, so this came into clutch. I bought this. It got a handle here, and this thing kind of automatically has a kind of gives a groove for the hand, so it fits quite nicely. And the other reason why I like using this is at the back here. This button is a autofocus lock button, so as I'm holding it, I can press the autofocus and then lock it. Let me just try and get that in focus. Bloody focus on me! So I can hold that as I'm gripping the camera. So when I'm locked in, I even have a strap with the camera rig, so it gives like double stability, and I can still hold, acquire focus, lock the focus, make adjustments, because my right hand is the one which is going to be locking and using the focus. But if it's something which is just run and gun, street style, like candid, running around the city, I wouldn't really bulk up my camera. I'm only bulking up my camera if I'm doing something which is paid for, or maybe a documentary style. And I find this to be a bit more reliable than a gimbal, because of a gimbal, as soon as you move something, or you add a mic, or you take away a mic, and you're running between different situations, it starts messing up, and you don't have time to sit there and be like, alright, sorry guys, can you just wait before you go on set, because I need 5 minutes to calibrate the thing. It gets pretty annoying. Yeah, man. I've heard some people say that, like, might get in trouble.
Which setup?
Like, just bulking up your camera, might think it's a gun. Especially when I put the Sigma 18 to 35, this thing, it gets quite chunky. It gets very big. Become very heavy.
This is why other places have banned guns.
Yeah.
Silly America.
We're not going to talk politics on this live stream.
Yeah, that's just my personal opinion, but yeah. Everyone is entitled to theirs. But that is all I will say about it.
Your name. Thanks for the answer. I mainly shoot events, so I have time to... Yep, that's true. That's true. This would be great for events, because events they change a lot of the time as well. So let's say for a wedding, for example, you have the ceremony, then they're going to go cut the cake, then they're going to go over and you're going to, I don't know, do the confetti.
Oh, group shots.
Group shots, yeah, so...
Oh wait, but there's that one moment, like way in the distance. Oh,
Yep.
that looks really photogenic, but you really want to capture that. Oh wait, you gotta go back to the group shot again.
So
Yeah,
I think
be
this is a great solution if you want to be versatile. Thing with me, like what I found is once you put a camera on a gimbal, you leave that camera on the gimbal and you don't change anything, because unless you have like a good amount of time, like let's say everything's paused for lunch or a break, then it'll be time to change the lens and kind of recalibrate the gimbal. But once you set up the gimbal, I'd say leave it for the rest of the day, because you could run into some problems. I was filming a hotel a few weeks ago, just actually 2 days just before the lockdown, because this hotel was empty and they were like, hey, come on, you might as well come in and grab some shots while you can, and we don't know if we're going to be open next week. So I was like, alright, well, I'll drive there, I'll be safe, and we'll try and get these shots. They were rushing me to get the shots, and I set up the gimbal, and the gimbal basically I didn't realize this at the time, and I should have. Because I had the camera on the gimbal and I had it set up, I then flipped the screen out so I could see what I was doing. So I had it flipped out like that afterwards. And it started shaking, it started spasming. And these guys were like, hey, we gotta start the set, can you hurry up? And I'm just like, shit, I'm in a tight situation right now. The gimbal's spazzing because all I did was just lift up the screen a little bit just so I can see what I'm shooting. And it was in moments like that where I was like, I should have just went handheld. Like, this is just really annoying. So that's kind of why I would say, like, with the gimbal, once you set it up, just leave it, because it gets quite annoying. Do you use 85-90mm for any video? I haven't got any footage online on my YouTube channel right now, but we just got the Viltrox at 85mm, and I will be making the review on that video. And it's probably going to take a few months now, because with that lens, you kind of want to be shooting outside and get stuff which is far away, because I think...
Oh wait, your recent London video has a little bit of B-roll using the 85.
I can't even remember which B-roll it was. It was mainly photographs.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say that like you should watch that video if you want to have an example of what that looks like for video, unfortunately. So is Jewel? So yeah, sorry, Halil. I don't have anything right now for B-roll, but in terms of photos, if you watch my latest video, London before lockdown, you'll see the photos. But unfortunately, I don't have proper B-roll test just yet. So is dual card slots necessary? Would it be a solution if you don't have something like the XD30 and nothing serious work?
Yes, dual slots. Very useful. Very, very useful. One for redundancy. It's just nice to shoot in backup mode. And in case like one of your cards, God forbid, gets fucked up, at least you've got the other one. The second reason why you'd want that dual card slot is if you're shooting both photo and video, there is a function in the Fuji where you can have it saved like all the photos on one memory card and all the videos on another memory card, so it helps you kind of keep organized with all of your captures from the day. So yes, redundancy and organization. That's why you would want the dual card slot.
Yeah. Having said that, I think anything like street photography or just having fun or running around, it's not really a big deal, so XT30 is fine. Or, for example, let's say you're doing a shoot and your XT30 is your backup camera. Then you're good because you have two cameras kind of backing up the day, so it's kind of going back to that two cameras versus one camera with two card slots. Whatever method works for you and your current situation of equipment, that's fine. My only gripe with the XT3, which is my main camera, is basically you can't do redundancy for video. You can do that on the XT4. So my brain is thinking, surely they should bring that to the XT3 because it has the same processor and it has the same sensor. So in theory, it should be able to do that, unless it's a battery-related issue, because the XT4 has a better battery. Maybe it's only going to be exclusive to the XT4. However, there is a workaround. If you are doing a serious shoot, I would recommend getting the Atomos Ninja V, so that way you can then record. You can have redundancy whilst recording video. So I'm waiting to order one. I was gonna get one very soon, but now that I've lost 80% of my income, I'm just gonna wait.
Hashtag after Corona.
And if you want to help me out, I'm selling prints in the description box, starting for £2 each.
Nice.
In all seriousness, like it's a legit serious situation, and it's cheap prints, so help a boy out. Where are we?
Do we cover dual slots?
You are right. Gimbal is not that flexible. Do you connect your camera setup with the small rig too for extra stability?
Yes, even though it looks ridiculous.
Yeah, I do. Because what happens is the small rig doesn't actually interfere with the Peak Design straps.
Nah, demo.
I shall demo to you, my friend, or she will demo to you. We have perfect model right here, right for you. This is a great live stream. What about top 3 XT3 hacks for absolute virgins like me? What would you like to learn? Chopstick, what YouTuber have you not worked with yet that you hope to collab with? So, I have collabed with Alps Lifey. If you haven't checked him out, he's another London photographer. And yeah, you can see it's pretty stable because you got the handle. Alps Lifey. I am going to be doing a collab with Reggie B, the guy from the San Francisco Bay Area. But we've been talking and we figured out a way to collab and kind of feature on each other's channel. I've given him my videos, my clips. I'm just waiting for him to do his thing. But unfortunately, it's a street photography video. So that's all I can say about it. And obviously, through that little nugget of information, you know that it's not going to happen for a while now because we can't really go into the streets at the current situation.
Hey, Harris.
Yeah?
Does this make my butt look big?
Oh my god, you're so big and juicy.
It's like a handbag.
And who would I like to collab with? Who should we collab with if we could have a choice?
Do they have to be other photographer types? Because honestly, I'd love to collaborate personally with like other artists or musicians or makers. Like people who aren't necessarily just like photo creators, but like people who need help with their story being told. Yeah.
Yes.
And I love like being able to work with another musician and like figure out, come up with ideas on like how can we bring their vision to life and how do we do that through the camera, through photography, through video.
Yeah, it's a bit of a tricky one because I think when collaborating with YouTubers, it's more about channel growth that I've realized. Unless you're really good friends with them and you have like you live nearby and you guys working on a project together and you can vlog that kind of experience together, then I think it's valuable. But like Chloe was just saying, I think with another artist or someone that shares your creative vision and you have a project that comes to life, I find that to be way more meaningful. So I kind of like it when YouTubers collab with like an unknown artist that is up and coming and they create some stunning piece of work which is brand new. But
yeah, shouldn't higher inspiration be
the key?
Your kind of guiding light rather than being a slave to the algorithm.
That's the thing. I mean, I don't make any income on YouTube, so for me, going for like the algorithm stuff doesn't really work. So it's not really in my interest.
But you're just doing it for fun.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a good mix. For example, Peter McKinnon does a lot of like collabs with up and coming YouTubers, some YouTubers which no one even heard of, and some people that are just like Instagrammers that just like to like, they just have like really cool projects and he kind of gets inspired by. So I think having a mix is quite good. Yes, the prints ship to the US. I think they ship pretty much all around the world. I don't have any control on the prices, so please forgive me on that. I'm using a service called Pixieset, so we usually use it for weddings, but we thought this would be a good opportunity during the lockdown that people can still receive their prints because these orders go to a print house and they do everything on our behalf. So we don't need to kind of get our fingers on them, and it's all just taken care of by one company, and we receive a cut from every sale that we make. So it's a lot more streamlined, and it's just more taken care of that way, and they take care of shipping and everything. Dual cast answered the YouTubers. This is a great live stream. Top 3 XT3 hacks. XT3 hacks. Shoot in RAW, if you can. I would say that. And if you do shooting in video, don't start shooting in log because it gets really complicated. I would recommend that when you go into your video camera settings, take your highlights, shadows, and sharpening all the way down. So when you go into editing, you can still get that beautiful film simulation, but you still got that nice dynamic range to work with. Oh, and speaking of dynamic range, if you bump the dynamic range percent to 200% in the video settings, it brings your ISO up to 320, but it just feels a lot nicer. And I think 320 is not a bad ISO to be at, personally. So yeah, that would be... I hope there was enough tips in there to get you started in terms of the video side of things. If you want some like photo related tips, I would say watch my street photography videos where I go around shooting in the streets, because I think there you can see like if I get low, what kind of angles I do, how I shoot for things. I think those are the things that will help bring a great photo. It's not so much the camera, if you know what I mean. Best small rig accessories. I think so far, because I've only used this thing a few times, is the cage number 1. If you can get this is basically a little grip to put the power bank, and it saved me a lot of headache, because before either you have to get a battery grip, and the battery grip makes the thing look really heavy from the base, which is really annoying. So this kind of takes away that issue. And this handle is really nice, and it just makes it look aesthetically pleasing. So when you see a client and they see you and they're like, bloody hell, look at this man. He can shoot like a pro. Mashallah, so good. So I would say, yeah, definitely get this thing. You can put a little power bank here, and then you just hook it up. And yeah, I've kept it pretty minimal. I haven't really done too many things. One thing that I do recommend, actually. This is a top handle that you can, which uses a you know what I mean, the little hot shoe mount. Can you see? Can you see? Am I doing it correctly, or am I shitting on it? So yeah, I wouldn't recommend it for like all day shooting, because if it's not screwed in and it slips off, you'll be totally upset. But I think just for running and gunning, if you need a quick handle, it's really good. It's got 2 hot shoe mounts on the front and the back.
Ta-da. Now you can do your dolly shoot.
Yeah, exactly. So if you wanted to get a quick dolly shot or something, this is a really good situation, minus the strap, because that can get kind of annoying. But you see what I mean? You can remove the strap. You are not bound to gimbal problems.
That was a lot slower than I intended to do it. Fuck, okay.
Technical difficulties. Chloe will get the strap off in 3, 2, 1. Still quicker than a gimbal. So yeah, the unexpected thing that's helped me with this little handle is having two hot shoe mounts. I could put a light on top and then put, let's say, a mic, or even extend, have the light a bit higher. So usually what used to happen was if I put a light on the camera hot shoe, the light would actually like block the lens. But now that the light goes on top here, it kind of stops around here, so it's no longer blocking the lens, which for me is a really good help. And yeah,
You
that's
talk
why.
about the battery pack that's supposed to go here.
Yeah, I spoke about this. Can you stop being inappropriate on my channel? I will chop you.
Chop me.
So yeah, that's in about the good old small rig stuff. Also, maybe can we get a comparison between handheld with the cage and handheld without as a saber technique you talk about? I guess we could do a video about that. Like a handheld rig versus no handheld rig. Is that what you're asking for?
Walking around the house. That's it. Because
Yeah.
we're locked in.
It's gonna be a bit of a boring subject matter. I mean, we'll probably film our plants, the floor.
Walk to the bathroom. Walk out of the bathroom.
Yeah.
No, there is definitely a difference. Yeah, definitely better to show than to just tell.
Isaac, do you like taking photos or video more? My bloody German partner is a photographer.
Oh, I don't insult people's German partners.
I love German. I've studied German for 5 years.
Ah, bitte.
Bitteschön. Ach ja. And I shoot only video. Sometimes our approach is very different in terms of composition. Yes. So it's a two-part question. I like both equally, and I'll tell you why I like both equally, because before I didn't know, but I think now I know why, and it kind of relates to your second part of the question, which is they're quite different, believe it or not. So with photo, it's you're trying to get that mood, and with video, I feel like each scene, each shot is very different to the photos I would take. But I think that kind of helps complement each other. So for example, when I'm capturing B-roll and I'm going wide and zooming in and capturing the details, trying to create that 3D kind of representation of what's going on, it ticks too much photography side of the brain where it comes to doing events, and I'm like, oh, if I was doing video, I would need that kind of close-up shot. Or if I was doing video, it'd be really good to get this detail shot. And you kind of complement each other, and it kind of helps you create a 360 kind of portfolio of whatever project you're doing. I hope that makes sense.
Well, because video is like a whole other added level of complexity, right? You
Yeah.
have that movement aspect, which is
you
such a
can
powerful storytelling tool. Like photography, it's a still image. So you have to try and catch your story all in a single still frame. Whereas with video, you're also given the added benefit of movement and time and all these other additional factors which will change how you shoot. You know, what might work compositionally for a photo, maybe not so much logistically for capturing video. But I think it's good to build up that acumen of, you know, what works for both, and to kind of learn from one another.
And I think you should practice both, because when I shoot events or shoot weddings, I'm actually shooting photo and video simultaneously. So when I look through the portfolio, or when the client looks through the portfolio, they feel like they've got a good, strong project taken care of, because the photo series will match the video series. I understand it would be challenging at this time to get interested in things, just interested in the
We
benefits.
have not finished the other question.
Oh, what's the other question? Part 2.
Well, I mean, there's still a little bit of something about, like, when you're working with someone else and someone's doing photos, someone's doing video, how do you reconcile potentially different styles, or like just maybe some best tips you want to share about when you're working with someone else to capture an event or a story, stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, when I started shooting wedding videos, it was actually a wedding photographer that kind of gave me my first gig, and he partnered up with me saying, hey, like, I've got this wedding, you'll get this much from the wedding, but you can follow me, and I'll just direct the couple, and I'll direct all the family members in the wedding, and you just get B-roll of the wedding and put it all together. And from watching his direction, because in weddings, the photographer is actually the director of the whole day. He's telling people where to go, rounding up the groups, rounding up the groom's relations, the bride's relations. And having seen that and capturing the video, whatever kind of photo set he's working on, let's say it's group shots, I had to understand that in the video I must get that massive group shot. When they're cutting the cake, I must get that kind of scene. So for me, it kind of helped build like a storyboard of what I need to capture, and as time went on, I could then eventually start to do it in my own way and start getting video in my own different kind of shot list, if that makes sense. So I think teaming up together and putting a storyboard of, let's say, cake cutting, first kiss, first dance, or whatever it could be, like,
yeah.
I think that would be a good way to kind of make sure that you guys stick to a plan, but at the same time then can artistically go off in different directions and then share ideas and grow stronger together.
Yeah, someone direct and then the other person.
It took me about 2 years to kind of like get that in my brain. I understand it would be challenges time. I'm not just interested in the benefit of the waiting groups. To be honest, it's not that heavy. It's more about, sorry, Andrew. It's not that heavy. It's more the lens that you use. So if you're using one of those f2 primes, you're good, you're fine. But as soon as you put like a Sigma 18 to 35 or something, then it becomes heavy. But at least you get that grip, which makes it really easy to use. Oh, you want to try and compare it to a MacBook Pro?
Yeah.
So she got the 15-inch.
15-inch MacBook Pro is...
Oh my god, don't
shitty
break the
fuck.
MacBook Pro.
Yeah, it's a bit lighter. Still has the same heft, but... No, it's a bit more manageable, more compact.
Yeah,
but
I mean,
the weight actually helps with the stabilizing.
you want to have a bit of weight. That's the whole point, because the weight takes away the micro jitters from the hands. And then if you have the strap, it just gives you another point of contact, which makes it a lot easier. Quite challenging video and photo on the same wedding.
Yeah, that's why you don't do it alone.
No, that's why we team up together. So we both do it simultaneously. So we make sure that we don't miss anything. And if one shot didn't come out too good, at least I have her shot to cover me. And we kind of work that way.
But although I will say for like any sort of key moments, like say first kiss or cake cutting or confetti, you know, those like one shots that you can't miss out on. I would say like try and coordinate, okay, who's going to do the photo for that? Who's going to do the video for that?
Yeah.
Or if you can, like have a third camera set up
In the
somewhere
corner.
in the corner to just take the video so that you have that secondary video to work off of.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I try my best to like do both at the same time, but that's not always possible.
I mean, in events it's okay because event is a bit more flexible. You just want to capture the mood and the environment of whatever ceremony or talk is going on. But with a wedding, I think the last wedding that we did together in February, where it was the first kiss, I put the camera in the back of the venue, and I think I used like a 35mm or something, so I could zoom in on the bride and the groom, and then I can be next to the camera and just focus on photos, and she can be at the back focusing on photos too. So we get the kiss on video, nice, clear, high quality, on a tripod, because you don't need to have any movement for the kiss, and we can just focus on getting the good angles for that on photos.
Oh, actually, that's a nice transition to... Sorry, Chopstick. We're getting to your question now. What's your favorite gear you own? You should show them the
sorry,
strap.
I'm so sorry I missed your question, man.
You should show them the your dual-wheeled leather strap.
I don't know if that's my favorite.
But it's so good. It's my favorite.
Okay. Give me 1 minute.
I mean, I don't personally use this, but you know, if you're dual wielding, but you need to look sexy for your event.
So I'm sure a lot of you must have seen the Moneymaker on YouTube. So a lot of wedding photographers use that. This is one off Etsy from
It's a custom.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think if you go on Etsy, there's loads of people that make this, and the problem that I faced was I was on a low budget. I didn't want to spend hundreds of dollars, so this was like half the price compared to a moneymaker one, and plus it shipped in the UK, so I didn't have to worry about shipping costs. 'Cause that was my problem with the moneymaker. But yeah,
And then you screw the camera in to these little tits,
tips, not tits.
tits, whatever. It's sexy. But yeah, you can have two cameras just like dangling there, and then if you need one, the wide angle, the telephoto.
And it's cool because you don't look like a neat when you're doing photography. I mean, doing photography on a wedding day is not the sexiest thing in the world, but with this, at least you look smart and you look well dressed. So I've got a lot of compliments wearing that, and it's a cool piece of kit.
Yeah.
Very practical. It makes everything work a lot smoother.
It just looks very stylish too. It looks like one of those old school straps. Or stirrups? No. What do they call it?
Hoisters?
Hoisters, yeah. Rather than like, the usual overly technical gear that you tend to see with a lot of like camera stuff. So that's one favorite piece of gear besides
Camera
cameras and
lenses
lenses.
aside. Oh, so it has to be camera lenses. Like, it has to be excluding camera lenses and bodies.
Yeah, yeah.
Ooh, what else do I like? I think just the wrist strap.
Yeah, Peak Design wrist strap.
Like, really simple stuff like that. The light.
Light.
The thing that's getting us lit right now. That's the biggest help ever. Yeah. Really, sometimes
lighting equipment, so
yeah,
important.
it's so underrated, man. Like, I should have invested in lighting years ago, and I was kind of naive thinking better camera body, 4K is the future, like the way forward. But
You don't always have natural light to work with.
and then as soon as I started working with clients and going to their locations and stuff, you realize that you need to make your own lighting because you can't rely on window light, especially in the UK. Like, it might look great and then it'll get too bright and the clouds move out the way, or then it starts raining and you have this horrible lighting condition and you can't do anything about it. So having your own lights is a winner, and that's gonna save your ass.
At home studio.
Yeah, boy.
The roto light.
The roto light. It's a good light.
Yeah. And those Peak Design tripods, though. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, Peak Design tripods. They're quite expensive, but I mean, I hop on the tube, and I just want to have everything in one backpack. So having been able to put two tripods in one backpack with a light and two cameras, it's a game changer for me.
Speaking of weddings, when is y'all?
Well,
Well,
it would have been nice to do it soon, but we currently stuck. Should we just do it on live stream? Have a ceremony.
stream wedding.
That would have been quite fun.
No.
I wouldn't do that to you. I wouldn't do that to
I
you.
want my special day where I can be a bitchy princess and it's okay.
Considering you help every other bride on their own wedding day.
Yeah, that's true.
Get
No,
to
I
have your
love
own.
I do love shooting weddings because then that lets me kind of see everybody else, see okay, what do they do that's working and what do they do that's not working. So, it's helping me plan stuff out.
Exactly.
I definitely know that when it's our turn, we should definitely invest in a good photographer and videographer because that's the shit that lasts. That's the shit you'll look back on. And if all you have is shitty photos, then, oh boy. Sucks to suck.
Yeah, we've seen a few like
Oh,
my God.
shitty fuck.
We've seen a few people that don't invest in a good videographer on their wedding day, and then they start messaging people like, "Oh, our wedding video was not so good. Can someone edit this for us and redo it?" And it's like, it's really hard to edit someone else's work. I mean, you can do it, but the person who shot it had a vision, and if you don't like the fulfilled vision, it's really hard to move it on to someone else.
Or like the extra long wedding videos where you're like one of our friends. We were like sitting through. They're like, "Oh, let us show you our wedding video." It's like half an hour long, and then like 3 minutes in, they're like, should we just skip to the like
To the good bits.
to the good bits?
The-
Oh, hold on, let me scrub. Okay, yeah, right. So there's the kiss. Okay, and let me show you the other thing. Oh,
Confetti.
There's the confetti. And it's like, come on, like. I mean, I know some families will love the whole like hour-long old school like
VHS, kind of like zooming into people while they're eating and stuff.
or like the super epic like cranes, like. I don't know. I mean, personally, I'm all for like the just keep it simple and shareable. Like, I want the highlights from the day. I'm sure there's a lot of weird stuff that happens in the day. We don't need recorded.
I'm gonna I'm gonna have to film my first wedding, hopefully in May. I'm quite scared. Too much stress. No failures allowed. How was your first wedding? Whatever you do not do anything you haven't practiced before. So, as an example would be, if you haven't used your gimbal before, do not think, I'm going to go use my gimbal on the wedding day.
Oh, God.
You get where I'm coming from. Whatever you do, make sure it's something that you do day in, day out, and you practice.
Something that you're familiar with.
Don't buy a piece of gear and it arrives the day before, and then you're like, yeah, I'll use it and I'll figure it out on the day. Like, whatever you do, make sure it's something you do day in, day out, because at least you'll know the quirks and you'll know what to do if it goes wrong. If it's something new that you haven't used before, like let's say I'm going back to the gimbal example because that's quite a common one, then you're kind of screwed. And, you don't want to be in that kind of situation.
Also, bring plenty of memory cards. I think it's always better to overshoot than to undershoot.
Yeah, that's true. Memory cards, batteries, get your white balance, practice white balancing and getting that right. Because especially, like, depending on some camera brands, the auto white balance can be really weird and can just keep switching unnecessarily.
Also, another important thing, the light flickers.
All right.
Because we have a lot of indoor venues or, like, weird lighting setups, which may fuck up the footage.
Depending on what you're shooting on, if you're doing, like, 60 frames or 120 frames, we're in the UK, so we shoot in PAL, PAL, and I know the rest of the world shoots in NTSC, which is a different lighting frequency. Mm-hmm. But to keep it simple, if you're in PAL, which is UK and Europe, I believe, you'll be shooting at 25 frames per second rather than 24, which most YouTubers talk about because most YouTubers are from Canada and America. If you're doing 60 frames, it will actually be 50 frames. If you're doing 120, it'll actually be 100 frames. So make sure wherever you are in the world, you know exactly which lighting frequency you're shooting at. Mm-hmm. And do a dummy test in the venue so you know, because some venues, despite being in that country, might give you some weird lighting situation. And you don't want to be in that situation where you look back on your footage and you're like, why is everything flickering? And you just can't use it.
Watch your shutter speeds. And definitely go visit the venue beforehand.
Yes.
Like a day or a few days before. Get yourself familiar with the space. If the wedding has any kind of MC or wedding planner who knows what's going to happen throughout the day, it's also good to get a meeting with them beforehand so they can walk you through what's going to happen in the day. So you can kind of plan ahead, like, okay, here are the things that are generally going to be happening. I mean, of course, there's always going to be things that pop up that aren't in the original plan, and you're going to have to improvise. But, do your best to prepare and know what you're getting into. Also helps if you know the couple either personally or, from before, so that they're comfortable with you and your camera shooting them. You also know kind of their quirks and what their good angles are. 'Cause, it's their day anyways, right?
Yeah.
You want to make them look good.
I think just to conclude, visit the venue if you can and have a meeting or get familiar. Do an engagement shoot with the couple. Last thing you want on the wedding day is a couple feeling awkward with you being around.
Yeah.
Love your video and live stream. Please make more video. Would def visit you two once I come to London. Need to try some HK food. Oh, I miss it.
Wait. Are you in Hong Kong? Because we want to go to Hong Kong to have some Hong Kong food. We
Yeah,
miss Hong Kong food.
We miss Hong Kong. I need to go to Hong Kong.
魚食，我要食好多淡。Or wait, no. Fuck, I might have fucked up my Cantonese.
On live stream.
識聽唔識講好多。But yes, we will be continuing and trying our best to make more photos and videos and photos.
I'm trying out the live stream more because I realize that's kind of what people are into at the moment.
It's nice to hang out with people. It's nice to have that social interaction, that community going on.
So his name is Isaac from HK, but in reality he's from Deutschland.
Oh.
It's sehr confusing, isn't it?
Sehr gut. Sehr gut. I'm trying to read the comment.
I need to make it bigger. It's really hard to read.
Yeah, I'm trying to respond here, but I'm like squinting. But I also don't have my glasses on.
It's not helpful, mate. It's not helpful.
Yeah. Oh man. Just keep thinking like, okay, so after Corona, what are we gonna do?
We're gonna go and
what
visit
dreams
places.
are we gonna fulfill when Corona is over?
Yeah,
what are you guys planning to do after Corona? I mean, of course, traveling. Everyone wants to like, get traveling again, but like, what specific activities? Because I'm like, I want to eat.
He moved to Germany 7 years ago. He understands your Cantonese.
Ho.
Ho le ho. We've been watching. I've been watching like the whole Ip Man trilogy. Well, there's a fourth one now. We need to watch the fourth one.
Then they're just like churning movies out on a formula.
But I really miss Hong Kong every time I watch those movies, those Hong Kong movies.
Okay, we'll go back.
Wing Chun, Ip Man.
Bitte.
Bitte schön. Why you do this? It's nicht gut. Das ist nicht gut. Du bist ja
Why?
nicht gut.
Nikoyan.
After Corona, I'm going to enjoy the outdoors more. I think we all take it for granted, to be fair. Like, we went for our one
allocated walk.
One allocated walk today, and it felt. I hate walking in the rain, but it started raining, and I was like, nope, I'm staying out. I don't care. Like,
embrace it.
Embracing this. I miss the rain, which is kind of weird. So definitely makes me appreciate it. Especially being someone that edits videos all day because I'm stuck indoors all day. Anyway, so this thing is, it doesn't hit me as hard as to someone who's probably used to going out all day. But even now, it's been like 2 weeks and I'm starting to feel it'd be nice to kind of go out or maybe go to a restaurant or see some people. So I'm definitely starting to feel the hit now. We should probably use this time to fly the drone.
Yeah, who's gonna stop us?
Who's gonna come over? Everyone's meant to be quarantined anyway.
Except you only have like a 1 mile radius?
I don't know. I haven't used it in ages.
I probably overestimated the limitations of the drone. Our one mirror to the outside world. Our one window to the outside world.
Problem is we have a lot of trees around us, and I think that interferes with the signal, and then we kind of lose the drone after, which gets quite irritating.
Yeah, we lost our drone once.
That was a sad time. We had to call DJI because I did a software update on the drone. It's a Mavic Air, by the way, so here's the story of the drone. Mavic Air, we have a balcony here, and you get a beautiful view of London. I don't know how, but as soon as you go up, you're like, wow, I can see London, the Shard, everything.
So cool.
So cool. So I did the software update, and I flew it from the balcony, and all of a sudden, it was like, it stopped responding. I was like, okay, well, fuck it, bring it back. And it was like, nope. And then all of a sudden, you just see the drone just lose control, and it just switches off, and it just... And I had to go to a primary school because it said the last location seen was on the train tracks. Looked everywhere, thought it may be stuck in a tree. Couldn't find it at all. Luckily,
the nearest thing was that primary school.
Yeah.
And they kindly like let us in, and we searched like every corner.
Right.
Nothing.
So
Probably got smashed by the train.
I don't know. Maybe someone has a free drone now. I don't know. But luckily, I spoke to DJI. They checked the flight record and they kind of agreed to help us out and give us a replacement, which was I didn't expect to happen. So yeah, I rarely take out the drone now because I'm just scared it's gonna lose control and just disappear, which is quite annoying. From HK after Corona, I want to go to a salon. Yes.
Me too.
So Chloe gave me a haircut yesterday.
How did I do?
She basically just tied it up the sides.
In the back. How's my fade, guys? How's my fade? Wait, they can't see it. My handiwork. What did I do?
I
don't
trust
know.
her, but
It's not perfect.
I'm leaving the top because I can wear a hat and I can get over it. But at least the sides need to look fresh. You gotta get your fades done correctly.
Yeah, I'm not a clipper master at all.
You just gotta use layers. I mean, if you're used to using
Yeah,
layers on Photoshop,
Slowly.
you can just gradually do it.
Or you could just do a straight up number one.
Meow.
Nyum.
I mean, I wanted to do number one, but she was you're not in favor of it.
If you can get a number one, I can get bangs.
No, that's not gonna happen. I'm not about that team.
Haircut by drone.
No. Not about it.
How's it 9:30 already?
Wow, we've been doing this for like an hour and a half. Feels like 20 minutes, man.
This is fun. It's chilling.
Just chilling.
But I'm like, I barely got any work done.
Sorry.
Because I'm hanging out with you guys.
I'm kind of curious. What's it like in terms of time zone? How is it in terms of time zone? Is this a good time to do live stream, or should we move it forwards, move it backwards? Let us know what works for you guys. I'm just gonna go toilet quickly because I'm bursting, and you can keep everyone entertained.
Bio break. A number one. Oh, a number one regards the length of the hair. So if you do a buzz cut, how long do you want it? And so it goes from like 0, which is like absolutely no hair, and number 1, which is like the next closest thing, I believe, and then 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth. At least as far as I know regarding barber shops and men's hairdressing. Working hard or hardly working? I'm hardly working. I've given up. I don't know, man. The days and the hours just seem to fade. I should be able to be more productive working from home. Alright, so everyone's generally in the late afternoon. Good time for streaming. I guess that's around the time that people start to kind of get tired and lose focus throughout the day. Because like you wake up early, you work hard in the morning, then you have your lunch, and then the slump starts to come. And then you want either coffee or tea to perk you up and something more interesting to do or watch. For me though, that 3 p.m. afternoon slump is starting to come way earlier. And I'm not getting anything done. I'm just gonna close this. I need help for developing a daily routine. What are your daily routines? They say this time is pretty good.
Pretty reasonable. Hola, I am back. Hey, back at it again.
Yes, my friend.
Yeah, boy. So, we're looking at around midday for a lot of people then. Welcome back to the live stream. How do you find it? Is it better than yesterday? Because yesterday
Mess.
was a mess. Audio was messed up. Video quality was terrible. I am terribly sorry for that. I think I spent a good 2 hours today just going over OBS and trying to like get myself familiar with everything again. So yeah, should be better. Give me a like if the audio's good. Also helps the algorithm. It's tough to have a normal daily routine. Yeah, I mean we've been going to bed at like what 3, 4 in the morning, and waking up midday, and then we're like, why is it 5 p.m. already?
I know. I keep missing my morning meetings. It's really bad. But I don't know. I mean, if this is a good time for live streaming, then maybe this can be our new routine. Just hanging out with people, having good, productive conversations.
Yeah, I like helping
answer
people.
questions.
I love helping you guys out. So if you have any questions, this is always a good time to just go over it rather than having to sit down and make a video when people probably want to like have a discussion right now. So it's good for us to try this out, you know?
We're creators. We're looking to entertain. You guys are looking to be entertained.
It's a bloody good deal, isn't it?
Yeah. It's a tit for tat.
Tit for tat.
That's it. We haven't had dinner yet.
Oh, dinner. What would you like for dinner?
I don't know.
It's currently 9:30 at night here. Just get up, turn on laptop, close laptop, eat dinner, look out the window, jump on the internet.
Yeah.
Oh wow, top showed up on recommendations. That's strange, man. Like the first live stream I did, loads of people jumped in, and I was like, oh sweet, it's gonna be a good live stream today.
And then you done fucked up.
Then I messed it up. Audio was bad. OBS was not working. I had to restart the whole computer, and yeah, it's just been really hard to like bring back the flow of it. But luckily, it's working now. And yeah, bad habit, man. I get it. Yeah, it sucks pretty hard, especially like anyone that works on their laptop anyway. Like, you don't feel like you get a break from it. Did you guys ever try the Zeiss Tout? How'd you pronounce it? Tout? 12mm f2.8 AF for Fujifilm. No, I have not. I'm not really interested because it's 2.8, and I already got the Fujifilm's f2.8 16mm. But the Laowa, that one is from, yeah, it's a Chinese brand. They have a 9mm for Fujifilm, and I'm quite curious about that one because I think that would be quite nice. It's not working. We're gonna try and see how to pronounce tout or toot. Toot. Tui. Oh, because it's a German brand, right? To it. To it.
So Tui.
Tui.
The Zeiss Tui. Zeiss is a good brand though.
It's a good brand. I just wish they made more Fujifilm lenses.
Do they? They do, right?
Very, very few. They made like a small series, but they were like, I mean, for what we do, we like to have like the 1.4s and stuff.
I'm curious. Zeiss.
We're just checking some Zeiss like selection for Fujifilm right now.
It would be nice to try.
So you have a 32mm f1.8. You have a 50mm 2.8. But you see what I mean? They're all at 2.8s.
No, there's that 1.8, 32.
But you have the Sigma 18 to 35.
That's true. 18 to 35 and the 35 f1.4. So, But I guess you have that clout because it's Zeiss.
Has anyone used it? In the comments down below, let me know. Has anyone used it?
Oh, someone wants to start a camera war.
Oh my god, how dare you mention the bloody name?
Nah, it's fine. Do you think Sony users are more sensitive when it comes to judging the brand than Fuji? Honestly, I think it's just basic human tribalism, right?
Yeah.
Like you associate your personality or your self with the brands that you pick, and then people just get really defensive about it. And
like,
of course they'll be
yeah.
more judgmental about anything that's not their tribe. And I don't think this is exclusive to Sony users. I think some Fuji users are guilty of this as well.
Yeah, I mean, we found that Fuji's worked really well for us, but it's not to say that we don't appreciate other camera brands like Sony or Canon. Like, we came from Canon and we still appreciate their glass and everything, but I think for some people it's like a football team. It's like there's no logical reason why you are so attached to this, but you just want to feel part of a community that you kind of care about. And maybe sports is what you care about, or camera is what you really care about, so you kind of really identify with that community.
Yeah.
I heard the Laowa isn't as sharp around the corners and the edges. I haven't tried it. I just saw the Jonas Rask, who is a Fujifilm ex-photographer. He also does their what's it called? Their product photography. He's done a nice article, a blog post about it, and showed a load of images from it. They look really nice. So if he likes it and he's kind of like pushing for a third-party lens, I definitely hold his recommendation to quite a high standard. So just type in Jonas Rask on. Let me try and put a link for it maybe, and you guys can have a look. Laowa 9mm. Just trying to find that for you.
Pretty.
Oh, is it the 7? No, it's not 17. It's like a 9mm, I think. Don't tell me I messed up. Sorry, guys. We're just trying to find the special lens.
That's it. Might have been another one then.
Oh, here we go.
There we go.
So I'm gonna link it in the chat. Hopefully, yeah, you guys will appreciate. Alright, boom. Why is my... Oh, why does it think I'm trying to do an emoji? What the hell's wrong with this? No, I don't want to...
No, there.
Ah,
there.
my bad.
Yeah.
Lol. Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Not to start, I have heard... I chose Fujifilm because of the Fuji users that I watch on YouTube. Interesting. I never thought people would choose a camera brand for who uses them. To be fair, that does make sense. I mean, like, look at Peter McKinnon and Matt Hipoya and stuff. Like, them using Canon has made Canon a lot of money. And even I kind of took influence to them using certain cameras. So I used to think the 1DX Mark II was like the camera you needed to get until, you know, you kind of try stuff in your hands and you're like, actually, if you take a look in the mirror and you think, what do I do and what do I really care about? Maybe that camera shouldn't really be for you. It should be another camera. So, yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that people get influenced by the people that use the camera rather than the camera itself. Because it turns out when I look back, Canon was not really right for me as a camera brand. It was I needed a camera brand that would give me really good quality but kept it really small and minimal. And when I tried a Fuji in my hand, I was like, you know what? It's starting to rub me the wrong way, but maybe this is probably more practical.
Well, and you know, people that you trust, other kind of influencers, whether online or in person. Like, obviously, I swayed your decision.
Yeah, you
about
did.
The Fuji, our friend.
You just recommended it.
Yeah, but also our friend Jeff. Like, when you saw that he had the X Pro 2, was it?
X Pro 2, yeah.
Yeah, you were like, oh shit! Like, maybe this is a brand worth considering if a professional commercial photographer who's been around the block for like ages is using it as well.
He's been doing photography for like over 30 years, I believe. So someone who's been doing photography for that long, who's willing to just take up a brand straight out the blue, you know, must mean something. Not to say that Fujifilm photographers are not interesting or anything. How do you become a Fuji X photographer? Hello, sir. Haley.
Oh, hello.
Chloe's sister. She's online. How do you become a Fuji X photographer? I'm not a Fuji X photographer, believe it or not. Surprise! So, yeah, I'm not a Fuji X photographer. I would love to be one.
Working on it.
We're working on it. We're trying to, you know, show that we care. And I mean, my spin on it is that I really love Fujifilm for video, and it's really elevated my work for video because the film simulations and stuff has kind of given me an edge. But
Yeah, damn bang good portfolio
you need a
work.
good portfolio. You need to have been around the block for ages. I know that to be part of the professional program, you need to have like a certain amount of lenses, a certain amount of bodies. I finally got that professional program because I do own like quite a lot of lenses. But in terms of being an ex ambassador, I haven't heard from them. I don't know. Honestly, I'm still trying to work that out, but it's not really top of my priority because I don't want to, you know, be manipulated or influenced in the wrong way. I want it to happen naturally, and if they approach me, rather than me trying to force it. So it'd be nice if it happened one day.
Yeah, because you're essentially just a glorified salesperson if you're an
Yeah.
ambassador.
So it's not something I want to like, run out of my way to try and get. If it falls naturally and if it's a nice fit, great. It's like I don't have any affiliate links on my channel or anything, but the only thing that I do put on there is a Soundstripe link because I use it every day and I think it's great. But apart from that, I won't recommend anything because I don't think it's fair to like make people buy a certain thing at a certain price. Like just because you can get it on Amazon doesn't mean you can get it cheaper on eBay. So if you want to get it cheaper on eBay, why should I influence you to do that? My choice
Well,
would
I
be
guess people
like
want to see like. Yeah, we were talking about like people that you trust and who influence you. Like, I guess people want to know like who are their favorite photographers. Like, what are they shooting with? What do they use? I guess it's more from that angle
right.
rather than well, I don't know.
Yeah, I just want to play it safe. I don't want to like force it because then it kind of gives off the wrong impression. My choice would be Leica, but if I was barely able to afford Max Hvris, I forget.
Leica's such a flex.
Yeah, man, I don't know. It's like saying you drive Mercedes, but if you went to Aston Martin, you know what I mean? It's already really good. Is it necessary to go Leica? I mean, it's
Well, it depends on like your purpose, right? If your purpose is to flex and to try and impress other photographers while also having like some of the best dang photography out there or best dang photo quality out there. Leica, definitely, but I mean, so many other cameras could do like an equally good job.
right.
And
I mean,
heck, even like, not to say something blasphemous, but like even, all those like shot on iPhone ads. Like if you're just taking a snapshot, like, why go for a Rolls Royce when a Ford Fiesta will do if your only intention is just to get from A to B?
Yeah, like I drive a Nissan Micra, and that thing is battered and bruised, and
Over 10 years old.
right. But I live in a city, and I don't really drive out from the city. But if I need to drive to Scotland, it can handle that drive. But why do I need to get something like a, Rolls Royce? It doesn't really make sense.
Yeah, don't kill your budget and blow your wallet when it's you could just use like a cheaper camera and still get like some decent results. Like, just focus on making good photos. Like, don't worry too much about the gear. It's all just a status symbol at the end of the day.
I like to try and think of cameras as cars. So you kind of pick your car in terms of if you're trying to get A to B, and then you kind of, rather than thinking about what's the most luxurious, what's the best car you can get on the market, think about cars in terms of, if you break this, I won't have anything left to stop
I'm putting it aside.
So yeah, try and think of cameras as cars. Think of your objective, and then you'll make a
Yo,
more of a solid decision.
man's car is 19 years old.
There you go. Like, people like
Oldie but goldie.
There you go. Like, it doesn't really matter.
I mean, heck, like all the old vintage cameras are like coming back, and like nowadays, like there's that whole glitch, like early 90s aesthetic coming back. Like even some of the like super early digital cameras are popping back up. But there's that like deliberate intention to create that aesthetic. So, again, just pick a camera that's fit for purpose.
Right. Exactly. The C47 is a really great channel. That. Ooh, I'm gonna have to check that out.
C47.
Maybe I've watched this stuff and I just didn't really know by
Whoa.
by the channel name. Do Leicas still only shoot on black and white? No, they have color, and I think the latest one, I forgot what the name of it is. What's the latest Leica? That shoots video now too, so that's quite interesting. I think it's a Leica Q2. Yeah, I think that one's like the latest mirrorless version they have, but I don't know, man. I've met street photographers on the street, and I'm like, oh, cool, you got a Leica, and they're like, and I was like, oh, I'm shooting on Fuji, and they're like, you know what? Fuji's great. You don't need to switch. So I'm like, okay. So honestly, it doesn't matter. Oh yeah, I have seen his channel. The C47. I have watched it. It's actually the channel I watched that kind of helped me choose what to buy for the small rig. So if you are interested in like setting up your XT3 with a small rig setup, I highly recommend watching that guy's channel because he did a few videos where he talked about what he got to rig up his XT3, and I can say that with confidence, the stuff he recommended worked really well.
Yeah, sharing all the good things tonight.
Yes, sharing all the golden nuggets. Is it weird watching? She's watching the live stream on her phone right now. It's kind of weird and trippy.
Whoa.
SL2, bruh.
The Leica SL2.
Oh, the SL2. Ah, my bad. I am so bloody sorry. Please forgive me, sir. Mr. Ellie, please forgive.
Eli?
Eli or Ellie? Is it Eli or is it Ellie? Can you please enlighten us with your pronunciation? I do not want to make the same mistake twice.
Damn, that looks sexy.
What? Don't have gear
That looks
lust, man.
No, I'm not. I'm looking at this, and I can appreciate its sexiness.
Right.
But
We're talking about Leica, by the way.
yeah, the SL2.
It looks like an
It looks
SLR.
sexy, but man, that's such a wallet breaker, and I don't make enough to justify this.
As soon as I start seeing a camera being as expensive as a car, that's when I'm like, I need to sit down and
Really think through it.
think through this. I'm like, why am I really getting this?
Okay.
What's everyone's dream camera? If there's a camera which has no money, what would you like to get? Let us know.
You mean if money were no
Option.
option?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say. Sorry, my brain's kind of dying right now. Also, my Facebook is still not working. I got locked out of Facebook. I don't know why. We are looking into security for our
Just
community.
wait, just be patient. I'll get back to you.
I mean, I don't really care much about Facebook anyway, so...
What about the app on your phone?
It's blocked as well. Unless someone reported me or something, I have no clue. But what would they report me on? I don't know.
You barely even use it.
Oh, it's back on now. No, it's off. Okay, fair enough. Well. Well.
Maybe they confused you with another Hvris Ahmed.
Lord knows.
Lord knows. I'm getting sleepy.
What should we have to do for dinner tonight?
I mean, I was gonna make chana masala. We also have to pick up stuff.
Oh, they have food for us.
Yeah.
Oh.
Groceries.
Oh, okay.
And the holdings from Costco.
Oh, we should probably go and pick it up.
Well, you still have time for one final round of questions.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So
What do people want to know?
we have been on here for an hour and 45 minutes.
Holy shit.
Which is a very long time, and for people that stuck around from the beginning, like, wow, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. I'm glad this live stream is starting to finally take shape because it's given me a good routine for stuff to do throughout this quarantine time.
Help us stay sane.
Exactly. So having this kind of like photography community is like a real winner for us. So any last questions in regards to photography or video related stuff or Fujifilm stuff, like, give a shout now. Otherwise, we shall meet again tomorrow probably or the day after. I'll always put a little reminder like a few hours before. I would pick Fuji. I did a year of research and finally chose to invest in Fujifilm. Thought about Sony, but sometimes, yeah, I was looking into Sony, but then I got turned off immediately. I just, for something about it, just feels really off.
It's a consumer electronic company.
Yeah, the angry photographer said it best. It's a consumer electronic company.
It's not a photography company. I mean, they make products for. Sorry, mouthful. What was I saying?
Sony.
Sony's a consumer electronics company. They just make a bunch of gear for the sake of making gear. What I personally love about Fuji,
It's a camera company.
they're really for the image.
Right.
Their history in film stocks and image processing, and just that dedication to creating really beautiful imagery. And they're kind of really focused on that, so you know that everything that they're investing, it's on making sure that that thing is as damn good as it can be. And in a way that's also a lot more consumer centric than some of the other brands. Because Sony is, in being a consumer electronics company, it's trying to appeal to everybody
Right.
at the same time. Whereas some of the other camera brands like Fujifilm and Leica, they know their audience. They know what types of photographers they want to cater to. And so they can really craft these beautiful pieces of gear that are, tailored for that. Tailored for that specific audience. So you feel a bit more... It feels like a much more tailored product in your hands in a way.
Oh, 100%.
There's more soul in it.
I think what sold me to Fuji was when we got the XT2, it was just around the time that they released the XH1, and then they gave all the features of the XH1 straight away to the XT2. And we had 100 frames per second, we had F-Log, and I was just new to this brand. So having seen that, I was like, wow, this brand, they didn't hold back on the features. Whatever new kind of like features they've developed and come out with, and they're finally able to release, they just put it out there to any camera they have which is capable. So they don't try and like sell you more. They try to like keep you happy and keep you in the ecosystem, which I prefer much more rather than like.
Oh, that's why we moved away from Canon.
Yeah, because like for example with Canon and other camera brands, like let's say they released a C-Log or something. With the 5D Mark IV, you would have to ship the camera to Canon and then pay a fee to install C-Log, even though it was a new feature. And for me, that blew my mind. Now they're starting to follow suit with firmware updates and giving you the latest firmwares and fixes. Now they are, but it's like it kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth after being a customer with Canon after that. So definitely with. I prefer Fuji's approach.
Yeah, I mean, for a long time, like, there was that duopoly of Nikon and Canon.
Right.
And, both of them, they just kind of stagnated with regards to their innovation. And they kind of sacrificed customer satisfaction in that regard. And then as soon as Sony, like, they started out with, like, the mirrorless, just to like try it, and then slowly developed it, and then by the time they came out with the flagships, Nikon and Canon, they were left to like catch up to everybody else, the Sonys, the Olympuses, the Fujifilms, everyone who was kind of innovating and working hard enough to see what was going to happen in the future rather than resting on their laurels. And I have mad respect for companies who are open to change and willing to try new things. Canon, like, the amount of teeth pulling it took for them to even try mirrorless.
Right.
When the market was hungry for it, like, my God. And then, like, they come out with the EOS R.
At the time, it was just such a underwhelming.
It was a slap to the face.
So underwhelming. I was so upset. Like,
for the price, too. It's like...
Now it's cheap and everyone's buying it, but at the time, like, people were so pissed with it, man, when it was released. And...
It made me disappointed to be a Canon customer.
I mean, I know they're having this new Canon camera coming out. What's it called? What's this new Canon camera? What was it called again? I think it's Canon R5. Canon R... Yeah, that thing is meant to be a beast. It's meant to, like, knock the socks off of everyone. But even if it is, man, like...
looks like a box.
I'm not really. I'm quite content. I have everything I need. I know that whatever they put out is pretty damn good. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with Fuji for now. All right, guys. Any last questions? Because we are getting hungry and we need to go and collect some food.
The energy level is down.
I didn't think I could live stream for this long, but I'm pretty impressed. And just so you guys know, we have prints for sale. They're starting from £2 a print minimum. We're using Pixie Set, so they take care of everything for you, and they'll be able to ship it, distribute it, print it. We just get a cut from basically from them, and it's a nice way to help us out during this quarantine time. So there's a link in the description box for prints for sale. It'd really help us out. It's prints that I've been, photos that I've been taking since like 2017, so past 3 years. Some of my best works. With that said, I think I will go because there's not been any other questions for a few minutes. So thank you for tuning in. We'll probably do another one tomorrow. And yeah.
Day after.
Or the day after. Depending, we'll put a reminder and we'll take note that this kind of time is a great time to do a live stream. So goodbye everybody. Hope you have a good night and stay safe. Reach out to your family, give everyone a call, tell everyone you love them. Wash your hands. Any message you want to leave?
Said everything I wanted to say.
Keep taking photos, learn something new, try live streaming if you can and you have the facility. And good night. Take care.